Floss Tube. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jenny.
And we are the Shady Tree Stitches. And we're coming at you for the second time this week together. Yay! So this is our normal weekly Floss Tube / monthly for Jenny, where we get to see our cross-stitching progress. So thank you so much for joining us again. We do really appreciate it. And if you're new, welcome. Hopefully you'll like what you see. All right, so as always, we get straight into our stitching. So we might start with whips. We'll start with new starts. All right, so my new starts are many this week still, because it was still, a lot of this week was September, which was Start All the Stuff September. Yep. So I actually had 6 new starts. Well, the first was Thursday, and there was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's 5 days.
Okay.
And then Glenna had a birthday.
Yeah.
So I had to start that as well. Had to. Twisted my arm majorly. All right.
And so I'm assuming that one of them was also the leap into a new start 29th as well?
Yeah. So I'm not totally obsessive. Not totally. Okay. So my first new start was one that I had to actually buy new, because Cheryl in the Cross Stitcher Daily 30 always sets hard challenges. And so she set something we had to do futuristic, and I didn't have a single thing futuristic.
No.
And then I thought about these particular patterns, and I've been wanting to buy one for a long time. So I bit the bullet, and it is Pretty Little Sydney by Satsuma Street. I went for Sydney because I thought it looked fairly futuristic with all those towers and buildings. And obviously I went for Sydney because it's our hometown.
Yep.
So I now have that one. And when I finish with it, it'll be cute. So I decided to do this on a piece of my Paddock Lane Designs fabric, just a little piece. I've got some little 30cm squared pieces. And so that's where I got up to. 500 stitches got me the Harbour Bridge. So that was my first new start. I haven't got the pylons for the Harbour Bridge. I've just got the bridge.
Interesting that they made it red.
I know, and there is actually dark grey in the pattern, but oh well.
But I guess that it's a stylized version of Sydney, because well, I don't know. Can you hold up the picture again? Is centre point kind of goldy coloured?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that one's kind of realistic, although not green, but
no. But anyway, it's cool. So if you look at the picture, you've got Bondi Beach down the front, the harbour, the Opera House, St Mary's Cathedral, and St Andrew's Cathedral. Oh no, sorry, or maybe the GPO. Can't quite tell. Maybe
yeah.
Queen Victoria Building.
Yes.
I think that might be the little glass house on this side from the or the War Memorial or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to look. It probably tells me somewhere.
And I recognise the angular one next to centre point, but I don't know what it's called.
No. But anyway.
Side, I don't know.
Anyway, and it's always sunny. So, yeah, so that was my first new start that I had to start because homework said I had to. And I don't usually buy a new project for homework, but I just decided, I don't have anything futuristic. And if we get anything else futuristic next year, I will have nothing. I also started my little Christmas trees.
No.
They're cute.
Very cute.
And my little Christmas trees, I also did 500 stitches on, which meant I actually got 2 of them basically finished and started on the 3rd. And I'm thinking I might actually do this tree again down here, but maybe in the blues and silvers to make a different style of Christmas instead of the green and golds, because I've got enough material. This is just a little snippet from Sew It All. To do 4. So my family might actually get Christmas cards this year. So that was my my second new start. Okay, my third new start was one you recognise from Retreat. Okay, so this is the one from Wild Violet Cross Stitch, and it's a Koala Biscornu. And I originally wanted to work on this one because it had any colour except black and white, and I was stitching green, and I don't know, I need to start it for something. So I am working on the back of the Biscornu, also on a piece of the Sew It All random thingos. So I've got two different sort of similarish pale greens to put together, and it's my first ever Biscornu. So that's 507 stitches to make that one. So that is my three smallish new starts. Then we have a problem. Because
we don't have a problem. You have a problem.
Maybe, I don't know, we as a collective floss tube community.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Not we as in Jenny and Lisa, but we have a problem because Haid had a 50% off sale. And I was already going to start these two Haids. So these aren't part of the problem, but I started two of the Haids that I'd planned to start for next year. One was a rack that I got given by lovely Belinda. So I might show you that one first, but I'm going to have to share my screen to show you these, because I obviously the picture, hold on, I've lost where the picture actually is. Sorry about this. Where did it go? Maybe I closed it. I have so many screens on here that it's, oh, there it is. Okay, let's try. Let's try that again. Let's try share screen. There it is. I can see it now.
Yay.
Okay, people. So this one here is the first Haid that I started, and it is called Angel, Lion and Lamb by Donna Gelsinger, and it's truly beautiful. This one was racked to me by one of my lovely friends, and I have started up in this corner up here in the top left corner. Okay, so I have done 651 stitches in that top corner, and it looks like that. And you will notice
90 degrees.
No, you're probably looking at a mirror image, so it's right.
Oh, right. Me. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's what it's looking like. Yeah, you could be right. Actually, I take you back. I take it back that way.
Yeah.
I'm mirror image, so it looks wrong to me. Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. But you can see I started doing parking.
Yes.
And the reason I started in that corner was just that I had those colours. Yeah, it's really off-putting having it mirrored. Anyway, so I'm sort of giving a go on diagonal parking, but I don't have all my threads quite yet. So I need to do something. I've ordered them from CXC.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, it's a little bit time-consuming, I'm afraid. Where has it gone? All right, then I started
holding up a picture.
Well, it's much better than holding up a picture, especially for one of these. And I really like the fact that I can make it really quite big so you can see it quite easily. Okay, where is my zoomy? Got to find you again so I can share the screen. This was another rack I got last year, and I like to start things that people rack me because I think it's polite. Plus, I love these pieces.
Yeah.
And this one is called Mountain Cabin. And it's Mountain Cabin by Dominic Davidson. And this one I did because I needed to do 500 stitches on something with autumn colours. Sunset colours. And those sunset autumn colours are definitely there. Yeah. I think I may have also done it for something with claws for the dog. Or
something with the dog?
Pardon?
I think you had a homework prompt.
I might have done it, for another one with the dog. The claws might have been for the eagle. I might have done it for something that opened because this fishing tackle box is open. It has an entryway. So I don't know, I had it considered for lots of different things. But just to show you, this corner just down here
is
where I started. Mostly because the right-hand side you can see is going to be more confetti heavy to start with.
Yeah.
And I would have started top left, but I actually didn't have the main brown colour. So that made it rather tricky. So I'll get it the right way around this time. That's where I am.
Ooh.
And that is 1,000 stitches. It's also 1,000 stitches for, it was something for semi-sane. I had to do 1,000. That was the sunset colours. So I had to do 1,000 on it. But yeah, that's 1,000 stitches. I'm doing 18 count Aida. And I'm stitching 2/1 with CXC lots. Now, I did want to just quickly, if I can interrupt, show you how I do it. I'm interrupting myself. I told you that's why you watch the Stitch and Drive. I just talk to myself. So if you remember a few episodes ago, I showed you that I like to do the thread drops, and these are seriously just cut up playing cards. And I decided that cutting them in half makes a really good size.
Yeah.
I just want to show you how easy it is. Take 1/2 a card, take one hole punch with a round circle, one hole, take another hole punch with a normal circle, punch, you have a floss card. I don't know how many cents that cost me, but not many.
No.
So if you don't want to pay, we have to pay like $6 for 12 floss cards here in Australia. That's one option you can do. Cheap and economical way of doing it. So I just wanted to share that with you.
As long as you get the good, better quality cards, because you've tried a few different ones and some are a bit flimsy.
Yeah, you need the thicker cards. All right, and then there is one more. So they were the ones I planned to start for the week.
Yes.
And then Glenna had her birthday, which was lovely that Glenna had her birthday.
Yes.
And was thrilled that I was able to be on with Glenna and actually stitching the piece that she's starting for her birthday sale that I wasn't going to do, but this is where the hate sale is dangerous came into it. Because I may have bought 2 more hates.
Well, see, that's the thing. The Haid patterns aren't overly expensive. Ooh. The problem is how much material you need and how many threads.
That is right. Well, this one only has 88 colours.
Really?
You can go the max colour.
Oh, okay.
So it's called Reader's Paradise. And as you can see, it's stunning. It is just beautiful. So
even just the shading in the carpet on the stairs, that's like, it's so cool.
Yeah. So I think, pretty sure I started in the top left corner.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure.
Wherever you start on that is going to be busy.
They were all busy. Now, you said this is how far I got.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not sure. It probably goes that way. But you'll notice I have a very small border.
Oh.
Now, the reason is because I wasn't planning on starting this, exactly what you said. It's not just about that, it's about the fabric. Well, I had ordered this roll of fabric for dyeing, and this was the cheaper roll. And the problem is with the cheaper roll, it was only 74 centimetres wide.
Oh.
And by the time it arrived, I'd made my mind up that I was going to start it for Glennon's birthday. But I have measured it very carefully, and that is enough of a border. And considering I'm not going to be framing it, I will probably make it into a wall hanging. That's plenty, because I can sew a bit of fabric on and do something with it. So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, so let's roll it back up a bit. Yeah, so that one just has the 200 stitches that makes it a whip. I only did the 200 on it because I had other things I needed to do for homework, and that wasn't for anything other than it was for Glenna's birthday. Yeah. So that was my new starts. What about you, Jenny?
Well, I was also, I hadn't originally planned it, but I kind of ended up start all the stuff September because you were staying with me at the beginning of September and egged me on to start new things.
I'm sorry.
I was only doing one a week, not one a day or one nearly every day. So my first one was the Stitching with Mama, the printed one that I showed last time. But since then, I have also started Victorian Strawberries Scissor Keep, just a little one. And so I have started.
Cool.
I don't know how many stitches, and some of them is, although I've gone all the way around the second row, if I go really close, you can see I haven't done both sides of my cross yet. So that's my first one. Then my next one, it doesn't have a specific name, but I'm calling it Baubles. So it's a tablecloth.
Lovely. Yep.
So this is my first time stitching on something that big, because you know it's an entire tablecloth, and I have done most of one bauble. I just have to do the other little side of the bow in the gold. Oh, and then there's sprinkled gold snowflakes.
Cool. That looks so good. So
And
you're using an Afghani sort of material?
Well, it was a kit. So yeah, so it's got cross stitch, 11 count Aida all the way around, and then plain in the middle.
Ah, nice.
So, so I thought, yes, I should use a Christmas needle minder to go with my Christmas stitching. That's one that I've had for a very long time from the Fox collection. I also have the matching napkins kit as well. So
awesome. Well, that'll keep you out of mischief.
Yeah. And so, yeah, so that's actually 4 shades of blue. And I have to say, although the instructions are in 7 different languages and the English is the 3rd one on the list, but one thing that I really like about the pattern, so I'm not going to show you the actual pattern, but I'm going to show you. So for the symbols, so orange is an open circle, then the next shade down is a circle with a cross, or yeah, and then the next one is coloured in circle. So it's sort of,
yep,
as you go down the colours, you also increase your intensity of the symbol. So it totally makes sense. So again, with the blue, open, then a cross, then you've half a square, and then the whole square. I really like it.
That is smart. I might take that on board.
So yeah, so it's because sometimes you get symbols and they're so similar and it's hard to tell. I mean, okay, this one doesn't have a whole lot of colours, but yeah, I just thought that was something quite sensible, because there's not a set symbol for a particular colour. It's just when people are designing, they, I don't know, do whatever.
True.
Okay, so that was start number 3 for September. Start number 4 for September. So
3?
Stitching with Mama was my first one. I haven't shown that today, but that was my first one for September. So
Okay,
that was because one each week, 4 weeks in September. And so the stitching with Mama is it's not huge, but it's fairly involved. And then a little one, and then a big one, and then another little one.
Yep, ladybug.
Again, a kit. So I haven't done very much on this one yet.
Cute.
Half a ladybug and the first border.
Looks like a tooth.
Yeah, it's very pink for a ladybug, but anyway. And so after I unwrapped our sassy pouch, I have now made use of the
high-heeled shoe.
Well, because there were just the right number of holes for the number of colours on this.
Perfect. There you go.
Yes. Oh, and I'm also using a sassy pouch project bag for that one too.
Lovely.
So that's all my stitching since last time.
There you go. Okay, well, that's good. Well, I have 2 more bits of stitching, but they weren't new starts.
No.
So I had to stitch something that was published in the 80s.
Ah, yes.
And I had a few options, but I went with my holiday homestead from Prairie Schooler.
Yeah.
And it was published, as you can tell, which side? That side, 1986.
Down a little bit, down a little bit. Don't know if I can necessarily read it.
Anyway, take my word for it. It was.
Yes.
So I continued to stitch. This time I've started to stitch this swan.
Very nice.
Because that's what the girls told me to do, and because my mind's always made up by the communal brain. That's one reason I love homework videos. I don't think too hard all the time. So I did 407 stitches on that. Well, it must be this way because there's the swan sitting at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yes, you have just started on the white.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's a horrible piece of like even width, but it's all right. It's just for an ornament. So yeah, did that one. And as I said, that sort of brings me to, you know, we're doing a lot more things here on Shady Trees at the moment. As you may have noticed, we put up the monthly homework video. So at the moment, we're going to be doing that every month and having the homework discussion for people who are in the challenge groups, so they can find out about it. And then Sammy and I will continue to do the weekly as often as we can, and mostly on her channel or sometimes on ours. So, you know, just watch this space. If you like watching the videos, then you just might have to look at both our channels to find them. Okay, and then there's my next one. For Crystal Academy, I had to do 300 French knots this week. Last week, I had to do 1,200 crochet stitches. This week, I had to do 1,200 diamond dots. I don't diamond dot. 300 beads or 300 French knots.
And you chose French knots?
I did, because I had this piece that I started the week before. Thomas Kincaid's Spring Gate. Look at all those French knots in there.
Yep.
Problem is, not only did I have to do 300 French knots, I had to get all the stitching done around where the French knots is.
True.
So this is what it looks like in whole. And there is where I stitched. So I folded in half so you can actually see. So you can see I've done the green.
Yep.
And purple are French knots.
Wow. And some red ones.
Green and some red and orange French knots. So there are about 600 and something stitches in green and 300 French knots done on that piece. It's beautiful, but it's not in count Ada, which we know I love so much. And that actually brings me to the other new venture, which is Stitch and Drive. So today, you may have already seen that we have a new series on our channel, and it's where you get to check out what happens in what Australia looks like. A way to just, you know, go for a drive, or I go for a drive. Maybe Jenny comes for a drive. We'll work it out as we go, and show you different parts of Australia so you can see what it's like while you do half an hour or so of stitching. So that was my project to work on during the first episode. So I got a couple of French knots accomplished while I was on that journey. Sometimes I'll be driving, sometimes someone else will be driving, and I'll be able to talk and stitch at the same time. So looking forward to seeing where our adventures may take us. All right, so that brings us to haul, Jenny.
Yes, so I had a belated birthday present from one of my other friends, and I had already been told, because I had said that I was going to talk to Taryn about getting some grind guards made, and Liz said, no, you are not. Okay. Anyway, but those of you who have watched these before will not be at all surprised by the patterns that Liz chose for me. So I have 3 grind guards. One's 8x8, one's 8x11, and one's 11x11. So we have turquoise Paris.
Yep.
And I'm going to get this one up the right way. This one, roses, but it also has French bits as well. And this one, which also has Paris pictures.
That's lovely. That would make
now,
really
when I do my
bags.
Paris stitching out of my Paris bag, I can also have a Paris grime guard to go with it.
So you, Jenny, so you. And that all your haul?
Yep, not a whole lot.
Well, you beat me. I got nada.
No, well, we did just get the sassy pouch, so.
We got the sassy pouch. That was really good haul, and you saw that previously. We just wanted to release it on the day we could. It was 2 days after we got it, but it was the first chance we had to get it released. So yeah, that was the haul. I did get, well, the fabric, obviously, to dye, which sort of brings me to my Paddock Lane Designs just a quick notice there that I did manage to get 18 count Ada and 28 count even weave up onto my group and onto my Etsy shop. Must say my Etsy shop is walking out the door, so maybe I'll have to put some of the stuff from the group on the Etsy shop too. So I might make my group like a second listing where it's listed in 2 places. And if you please me and let me know, then I'll take it off the Etsy.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 rolls of fabric to dye, 4 rolls fabric to dye. I've got the 16 count Jenny gave me there. I've got the 18 count that is 74 centimeters wide, which is perfect because on talking to a couple of friends, I want to keep doing the fat quarters, which means it's like sort of 50 centimeters. But I also want to do some for the cricket collection, specifically in the Ada. And they need to be a bit longer, but they only need to be fairly narrow. So I'm pretty sure that 24 centimeters I've got to measure will be the right height for it. So I can actually chop up that big long length into pieces specifically that will suit that sort of style of piece.
Because it's not just cricket collection. I've got 2 patterns from the Drawn Thread, 2 of their garden series that are also long and thin.
Yeah, and a lot of Lizzie Kates and things too. So I figure it's not going to waste that 24 centimeters. I can make long, skinny pieces for those.
And I think Bent Creek has all the different rows ones as well. Yeah, there's quite a few.
So I'm going to, that's what I'm planning to do with that fabric for the 18 count Ada. And then I've got, sorry, I must have posted the 32 count even weave. I've got 28 count to dye and 14 count Ada. I have a whole roll of 14 count Ada to dye for people. Well, I don't want to stitch on it, but it doesn't mean other people don't. So,
well, we know Sue likes it.
Yes, there'll be some green, Sue. Don't worry. I dyed some green last time. She hasn't actually shown any interest. So, I know. Maybe she wants bigger pieces. I don't know. Anyway, as with anything, if there's a particular colour or something you're looking for, if you message me on here or my Facebook group, then I can see if I can dye. You know, I do dye to order as a rough thing. Like, I want something with pink and orange. Okay, I can do that. Not specific, but just generalised specific.
Yeah.
Well, so that's my Paddock Lane designs, and then as we showed you in the last one, it's still sitting here, so I'm going to show you again. We have my beautiful secret stitch that I never got to show you, which is the Transylvania house. So really cool, I think, for Halloween. That's why I put the moon with the bat and Frankenfurter in the window with the motorbikes. So that was an exclusive at the moment for the Sassy Pouch, but in a couple of months it'll become available for normal people to buy.
Yeah.
Well, so what are your plans?
Well, on the topic of dyeing, my aunt is a chef, and one of the things that she's been doing recently, she had to do some recipe testing with avocados, and I said, can I have the skins and the seeds, please? And she's going, okay. So I have a whole stack of avocados, skins and avocado seeds. I've cleaned them and dried them, so they're ready to go. I just have to boil it up to make the dye, and then the next episode in Jenny's natural dyeing will happen. But I'm thinking that this time I might try and overlock the edges of the fabric first, because all the other pieces that I've done, because they've been shoved in the jar to dye and then rinsed, and they frayed a lot around the edges. So I thought if I overlock before I start, that's not a bad plan.
That is a good plan. That's what I do, and it works much better. Although I am taking my overlocker back to the shop on Tuesday because it's really not behaving. So I need to, see if we can work out what's wrong with it. All right. So what are your plans, apart from dyeing plans?
Well, I don't think that the bauble is quite 200 stitches yet. It looks like a lot, but because it's on 11 count, it's not, I don't think it's quite 200 stitches yet. And certainly that's not 200 stitches. So they will need some work. And I think, do I have one more that needs, oh yes, my tribal Eiffel Tower. That one still hasn't got 200 stitches yet because I got distracted by doing new starts.
That happens.
Yeah. So that and the fabric dyeing will be my immediate plans. Although I know they have released monthly homework, so I might have a look and see if I want to participate in that. And then
monthly homework is to spell out odd sisters in one piece, or as many pieces as you want. So you could look at that. Not so much with your Eiffel Tower and things, but maybe you want to get bigger Teresa Wenslers or something. Yeah,
but they're so slow going though. How many stitches is it?
100 per letter.
Yeah, no, not Teresa Wensler. I might try one of my other ones, but not Teresa Wensler.
Okay, well, there you go. Might be another new start for Jenny.
Well, I'm sure I can find it in one of the ones I already have.
Oh, that's good. Well, my plans are purely to do whatever homework tells me for all the groups. Semi-Sane Stitches has opened up their membership again. So if anyone's interested in that, then check it out. You do have to actually be referred by someone specifically. So me saying on this is not a specific referral. It is to Jenny. But, I know, but not to the general public. So if you actually have a friend who's in it and you know them personally, you can ask them to be a referee because there's a couple of questions you need to think about answers. But yeah, so enjoying working on all their different things as always. And I think I'll be doing a lot more in full coverage fanatics. In fact, I probably could be working on a few more national parks, but I sort of feel like my head's not in it for this year, but for next year, I will definitely do a few more of the full coverage fanatic things.
Well, now that you've got 3 more started to add to how many of you? No, we don't talk about that. No.
Well, my immediate plan for the rest of today is I need to do 1,000 stitches on Once Upon a Fairy Tale.
Yes.
Because that is my homework for Magical Stitches this week. And then that also covers me for 1,000 stitches for something to do with the Middle East, because there's a little Aladdin looking dude on the side of it. It reminds me of like Aladdin's lamp sort of people when they walk around in their little particular types of pants and their vest without a shirt on. And so that 1,000 covers me for both of them. And weekly homework for, I could also use it for 2 things for the Cross Stitches Daily 30, because you've got to do 500 stitches to make Halloween costumes for people. And there's plenty of costumes. I think one of them is a fairy anyway, that I could do that for. So yeah, so it's not a waste. It's just a really good reason, and nice to get back out to it, because I'm sort of doing my Once Upon a Fairy Tale as a more scaffolded sort of look. So that's all for me. Mm-hmm. All right. So we will see you. I will see you next week, no doubt. And we will look forward to hearing from you. And in particular, if you want to check out the new Stitch and Drive and you like it, please give comments on there. And if there's anything you want to actually see, not necessarily like a koala. I can't necessarily just drive by a koala. It might happen. It's possible. But it's not really the sort of thing that's I'm just going to be able to just do a drive-by.
No. I know that on the way to your Hawk's Nest house, there are signs saying koala crossing, but all the times that I've driven there, I've never seen one.
Mum and Dad have had a koala in their backyard. Yeah. I know. I wasn't there at the time though. But if I'm ever there and they have a koala, I'll definitely be sure to film it. Don't you worry.
Yeah. It's not a very common occurrence.
No.
My backyard for the unit block here, we get bush turkeys and rabbits.
I can do a drive-by at Jenny's house like next time I'm down there. Show you bush turkeys and rabbits.
Yeah, not so exciting though.
All right. Well, until then, guys, happy stitching. Stay safe, and we'll look forward to speaking to you later. Bye.
Bye.